In order to understand if your students are authentically engaged in a given lesson as it relates to 3C, engaging students in learning, also to assess formatively or summatively during a presentation or concluding after a presentation or instructional deliverance in a classroom, we are going to cover how to incorporate real-time data and the steps for data integration into a particular slideshow as it relates to Google Slides. Prior to creating a graph or embedded within a presentation, I'm going to delete that out and I'm going to go over the basics first. If you don't know what a survey looks like or a quiz looks like for Google Forms, you can always access them by going into the 9 dots over here, clicking on More, and then going into Forms. When you left click on Forms, it'll populate an area to your left, and you want to left click on either Blank Assessment or Blank Quiz. Depends on your overall outcome or what you want to achieve during the presentation or after the presentation to gauge a student's understanding as far as a formative assessment or a summative assessment as it relates to 3D using an assessment instruction from the Danielson framework. If you click on blank, it'll populate a blank form. And what I can do afterwards is label it the same exact name that I have for my other pre-populated survey and call it PD Survey 2. If you want to make a particular question, is this a survey, for an example, you can write down your answers and no. So because it is a survey, there is no really right or wrong answer to that. And also I'm going to make it required. Once my other PD survey that I created before, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to left click on responses. When I left click on responses, what you notice is a lot of the responses over here. You have 44%, you have 56%. And what I can do is I can view all the responses as far as after I submit it. If you want to send the survey to individuals, you can left click on send and then send it to the individuals to take the survey. In order to view it in Google Sheets, I'm going to go to view responses in Sheets. This enables you to see individually who responded and said what. Give it a little time to load up as it pre-populates your information. And as you notice, you see a chart over here. This chart is not originally over here. You need to insert the chart or make a chart. So all you gotta do is you go to Insert and left click Chart and modify it as needed. Because the chart is already populated over here, you can actually generate a link that goes from your Excel sheet into your slideshow. So say for instance, I wanted students to take this survey or a quiz during a presentation. I could simply take the link, shorten it, and embed it into my slideshow as a link by hyperlinking it in there. Or you can always send the link to the individuals that you want to before, as shown earlier in this screencast. But what I want to know is, after my students take this, if I made a new slide right here, I want to see what the real-time data is. So if I'm presenting and I want to gather formative assessment to see where my students currently are in the presentation, well, sometimes you find yourself giving a presentation for more 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but you want to gauge for understanding because you want to see where kids currently are. By doing so, you can always insert the chart, go to Insert and Chart, and then left click from Sheets. This is going to take the sheet from the Excel sheet in the top right where it says Test Sheet for PD and embed it within your PowerPoint slideshow. So as you're presenting, it'll show the current data from the Excel sheet. So I'm going to search for the test sheet for PD, and it populates right here. I'm going to left click on it, left click select, left click the chart, and import the chart. Whenever students or individuals complete the survey, this real-time data is going to either increase or decrease. So if I go to the survey and I go to the questions and I send it to myself, it just sent the survey over to me. So I go to my very first survey right here, and I can click it to fill it out in Google Forms. If I click on yes, I can click on submit another response, click on yes again, submit another response, and left click yes again, submit another response. Now I can go back into my PD for technology, and what you notice is the chart now says update. And now you see the data changing a little bit. You could always share the data with all the students in the class by having a link chart options and sharing it in the presentation, or you don't need to show where all the kids are as far as a consensus in the class. You can use this real-time data to give you an understanding of where kids stand on a particular topic to gather formative assessment data, because after each activity, some kind of assessment should be given to measure the student's understanding. So this concludes the screencast on data integration into a slideshow, and all these links we posted on the YouTube channel. Thank you.